Hi everyone. I thought I'd better shoot a YouTube video and try to convey in the best means possible that I can that particularly here in America, this is the last generation that's going to know any remnants of freedom. In about 10 to 30 years, the character of the United States, where it's starting to degrade slowly, where you can see it's not just on the fringes now because it's starting to move inward, this collapse of society, this raging apathy that is, seems to be permeating through the population. If Americans here legally now, black, white, Hispanic, whatever ethnicity, Native American, if the Bill of Rights and the Constitution are not revived, then we as a people, where we're starting to get trampled now, will be trampled dead. And I'm not just talking the dissidents. I'm not talking about just those that are trying to warn their brothers and sisters of the impending carnage. What is happening in Texas and in California right now with the invasion of illegal immigrants and the fact that the federal government are actively flying in, busing in, and are in trains allowing people from Central and South American countries with no screening whatsoever to come through our borders, and with diseases, whether you want to think that what I'm saying is real or not, because we are all people across the planet. I fully understand that. Those of you that do not understand that bringing in diseased populations is not really a good idea, if you do not understand this, then we're in much sadder shape than I even realized. But they're moving these people into the interior of the United States. I know as far north as Boston, Massachusetts, probably further up. Point of the matter is, we've got a new voting bloc that is forming that's going to be fully Democratic. That the word Democratic, there's no such thing as Republican and Democrat in my book. But what you have in the Democratic Party are a bunch of raging authoritarians. They're not liberals, they're authoritarians. They're people that really love to tell other people what to do, how to think, how to be, and they are not working in the best interest of anything really other than gaining more and more power for themselves, which is extremely dangerous. But having these people come into our country illegally, then staying and going instantly on welfare, or taking low-level jobs, or creating this voting bloc, or becoming part of the military force through the DHS, is going to, it gives you a flavor, it gives you an indication of who's going to be policing us later on. People that have absolutely no knowledge of our culture. And Americans do have a culture in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Anybody that doesn't recognize that and says, we're just, a bunch of immigrants ourselves, they're completely deluding themselves. They're completely into the erasure of the freest society that's probably been on the planet in a very, very long time. Because we had constitutional protections. We had the Bill of Rights. We could be autonomous and unmolested and unsurveilled at one time in our history. Imagine that. So, this is the last generation. Get that through your minds as I'm trying to talk to you. All I am is a person that is trying to, through my words, convey into your brains what we are losing rapidly. And it's not conspiracy theory, so those of you that are laughing right now in the inside, or trying to just, fluff off what I'm saying as being just conjecture, you must understand that this has been an agenda that's been formulated in the past, the 20th century, till now. I mean, it's just this glacial pace of an agenda moving forward. That's why I've tried to talk to you about sustainable development. What you can look under the auspices of Agenda 21, because sustainable development is one of the many, many subheadings you're going to have on the subject of depopulation and rewilding lands, which is what they're trying to do in the United States. I have customers that are personally being affected by this ambiguous language, by these authoritarians that, will tax you and raise your insurance premiums to the point where it's becoming more and more unaffordable for you to keep your beautiful properties. I have people that are my customers. One is actively moving right now out of a gated community into a beautiful place in Sarasota, but this person was having her rent raised on an annual basis, and other things that were becoming prohibitive, and it's not a matter of money for this person, it's a matter of principle. And I have another customer who's raised her family where she is, in this beautiful secluded community. And what she's been met with as far as like changes in insurance, and she's not even in a floodplain. She's in an elevated area of Sarasota. What she's being met with. These are just subtle indications. These are subtle mechanisms that are being put in place on a local level under Agenda 21. And I cannot wait for Rosa Corey to be coming to the area where I live in order to educate people about this systematic, very deliberate, very evil method that is being implemented in subverting the American way of life. So, I'm going to mention this segment that I saw with Alfred Lambermont Weber, and just look up on YouTube, because I look up the best information. One of the places is YouTube, as far as like the types of learning that is right now still available to us that could be censored later on. But if you would take the time, and there's a man named Jay Parker, J-A-Y Parker, that grew up in an Illuminati family. And he has a wealth of information as to what is being unleashed on our planet as far as these bioweapons that are starting to change the DNA structure of our bodies. And we're in basically the first generation of this. I mean, they've been doing experiments on lab animals, particularly rats, but I know there's other animals too, that these organisms that are being introduced into our air, our water, our food, and our soil, which is contributing to what's going into our bodies as far as food, how it's extremely destructive, and how we as the stupid cattle that take in this stuff, or the stuff that we can't escape, that is in geoengineering, in particulate trails that are known as chemtrails in our atmosphere, how they are just affecting our bodies in general. But it's the name of the documentary, or the interview that Alfred Weber is doing with Jay Parker is, Jay Parker, awaken those around you to satanic NWO, or New World Order, depopulation and geoengineering. And let me tell you again, Jay Parker grew up in an Illuminati family, and he did not have a good childhood, let's say. Okay? Kind of a destructive, screwed up childhood. But he lived to tell. He got away, lived to tell. He's one of the few. And, so he's trying to tell people right now just how far down the road we are. And again, I'll say it one more time. It's Jay Parker, awaken those around you to satanic New World Order, depopulation, and geoengineering. So, you may want to look that up. Alright, the main thrust of this YouTube video is to convey to you how the globalists look at you and me. They have a code. The code is that they're going to tell you every single thing they're going to do to you in advance. So what that means is that they tell you through predictive programming in movies. They will tell you through their mouthpieces in mainstream media. A lot of times you have to read between the lines in that because of the waffling that occurs, or the outright lies. If they say it's north, it's actually south. Or sometimes they just come out and tell you what a certain nation is doing, what the Federal Reserve is planning to do after they've lied over and over and over again and say that they're not going to do something. All of a sudden they're going ahead and do so because that's the inevitable end that needs to take place anyway, because there's the monetary system such as it is that is the mechanism of implosion of the economy. I mean, but they will tell you through many different means exactly what they're doing, how they're doing it. I'm basically, even though I am a God-fearing, Jesus-loving Christian, I'm trying to convey to you that if you hear this information and you do nothing, you give them your silent complicity. They think, and rightfully so, that you are asking for it and that you deserve it. And they are so ruthless and so psychopathic and so evil that they're not going to give you a fast death. This is the whole point of the video, with everything they're doing to actively slow kill us, soft kill us. If you do not stop it, this slow form of death which they enjoy watching, they feel you deserve. And like I said, as a God-fearing individual, as a person that wants to see each and every person that I'm conveying this message to go to heaven, if you don't heed these words, I'm in agreement with the globalists. If you hear what I'm saying and you just scoff at me, and if you just think that, oh, Judy, she's just a conspiracy theorist, she's shooting it out a YouTube video, if you think that that's all there is, and you want to stay in your little delusion that everything that I've tried to tell you in past videos, everything that I've had in discussions, everything that I've sent you as far as articles and other people's work, the interview that I told you about, if you watch that and you don't try and scramble to do something, then you're getting the death that the globalists want to give you, and you deserve it. Do you understand that in Pepsi products that they put a flavoring in it that actually have the cells of dead babies? I don't know if they still do it, but that's not something I'm making up out of my little mind. That is something factual as far as what they will do because they think you're so stupid to undermine your belief systems, your morals, your way of being. Most of you, including me, before I found out, ingested the cells of dead humans. And in case you don't know this, babies are humans, even aborted ones. So, the main thrust of this video is to reiterate to you, is that if you take this information and you do nothing about it, and you sit idly, God have mercy on you, but you're asking for it. I have absolutely no respect for those who take this type of information and laugh at it, or are complicit in it, or do nothing with it. Because this is the truth. Nothing I'm making up. If you don't think this isn't a form of a nightmare for me that I have to walk away from, create art, go to the beach, go out with good friends, listen to good music, find beauty in general to get away from, to remind me that the world is still a beautiful place even though it's being destroyed. I just have my eyes open. My brain is fully functioning, probably at not 100% capacity, but I'm not in denial, and I have this intellectual curiosity. I want to know how the world works. And I found out. That's why I'm a Christian. And I really hope that Jesus looks upon the work that I do on these YouTube videos and understands what I'm trying to do. And I think he does, because he knows my heart. Your heart and your soul are everything. Everything else around you is crap in comparison. And the reason why I do this is that I love my children. That's what it boils down to. It's the future. I love my children. So, if you give two hoots about your lineage or your offspring and their offspring later, I suggest you get off your duffs. And you must understand that there's strength in numbers. But if you're idle, you're letting them win. Go look what's happening in Texas right now. Because there's a lot of people protesting the onslaught of these illegal immigrants. And they are illegal immigrants. And see that it's 20-1, the amount of people that are saying no. And they're probably going to get arrested. And you know what? It's a good thing. Unfortunately, it's a good thing they're going to get arrested, because they're standing up to illegal actions in the federal government, which is illegitimate. Get it through your head. We're under warfare. You have to get it into your mind, seared there, that we are under attack, and peacefully. With peaceful methods. It's not even civil disobedience when you're trying to uphold the law. But when you stand in the face of tyranny and you say no, that in itself is a massive triumph. You have to push on. If you don't right now, everything is lost. If people do not stand up right now, everything that they know is their way of life will be lost. 30 years from now, probably 20 years from now, America won't be recognizable in any way, shape, or form. What they're trying to do as far as the buildup of the police state, which we've got a soft one right now, we haven't seen anything yet. We have not seen anything. And I've run 15 minutes over what I thought I was originally going to, so I'm going to stop here. Please look at Jay Parker, Awaken Those Around You to Satanic New World Order Depopulation and Geoengineering.